All right, hello and welcome. My name is Taylor Morgensen and you are watching the North Texas Guitar Licks channel. Today we are going to talk about a preliminary approach to melody and melodic playing. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is having an awareness of harmonic vocabulary. All right, so in order to be successful in writing good, meaningful melodies, we need to know, one, what key we're in, two, what chords we're going to use, okay, and three, what our scales are, and most importantly, how those chords fit into that scale. And so that's what I have written out for you today. Okay, so this will be part one of a multi-series set of videos I'm going to do about melodic playing and how to write melody. Melody in Western music historically has always been somewhat of an issue. Even Berlioz wrote about this in his treatise about maybe 170 years ago. And that is the problem arises that they teach counterpoint and they teach harmony, but they never really teach rhythm, and they never really teach how to write melody in an academic or educational setting. And as we'll talk about later, Schoenberg points out that you really have to have an awareness of the culture and the genre in which you're working in to be successful at doing this. So today we're going to use an E major ballad that I wrote as a backing track, which I will leave a link for in the description. So first we need to know what our chord progression is going to be and what those chords are made up of. Now the actual chord progression in the ballad contains extended harmonies. Since this is just a basic overview of what we're doing, we're going to use the regular triads. Okay, so I have those spelled out here, and I'm going to be using the E major pentatonic scale, which is starting from low E to high E, 9/12, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/12, 9/12. Okay, and within that we have a few added tones in here that make up the scale that give us the 4 sharps key signature that is E major. So 9/11, 12, 9/11, 12, 9/11, 8, 9/11, 9, 10, 12, 9/11, 12. Okay, now we need to know how these harmonies fit within that scale structure. So in order to create a melody line and experiment with how tones sound and moving from chord to chord, we need to know our chord tones and how they fit inside the scales. That is what I have written out for you here today. I will leave screenshots of this, and I can send you pictures or post them up possibly on my Facebook wall, on my artist page, so you can go there and they'll be readily available. And you can see them a little easier just in case there's sometimes I have lighting issues, but that's either here or there. Now, our starting chord progression is going to be E, G sharp minor, A. Okay, this will repeat, and then we'll go into a little hook here, which is C sharp minor, A, E over B. This is just an E chord that's has an inversion to B. This is where we come to a cadence, an ending point, and then, which is actually what we call a half cadence. Then moving on from there, we have the bridge, which is C sharp minor, B over D sharp. This means that the bass line is moving in inversions, but we're still going to play a B major chord there to E. This A will repeat twice, and then you'll hear this B, and then we'll repeat the whole thing again. Underneath, I have spelled out the chords for you, so you can find them on a chart, which are easily located on Google Images or something like that. And then I provided for you all the chord tones where they fit inside this scale. I will take you through the chord progression. I'll play through it, and then what I'll do is I'll play each line down to the G string, and we'll see how those tones fit in there. And then what I'll start to do is create some melodies. I'll stop the video first, or I'll stop the music, and then I'll talk a little bit about what I'm going to do to try and create a melody using just these 3 lines and how to experiment. But first, let's take a listen to the backing track, and I'll take you through the chords. Okay, here we go. G sharp minor, A, E, G sharp minor, A, G sharp minor, A, C sharp minor, A, E over B, D. This repeats. C sharp minor, A, E. G sharp minor, A, E. G sharp minor, A, C sharp minor, A, E over B, D. Moving on. C sharp minor, B over D sharp, E, A again. Now B. Repeat that. C sharp minor, B over D sharp, E, A. Here we go. And 12, 11, 12, 9, 12. Moving on. Minor, A, E, over B, B. Now we're going to the B here. Okay, so you can start to see how these chord tones will fit nicely with these chords. Okay, so that's why we write them out. Now, what I'm going to do here is start to play and weave in and out of these lines. Okay, so I might, on paper, go through and even just randomly just pick out some numbers through these three strings, which I think might sound good, and put them together, all right, and do a little bit of just trial and error, all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so when I also do this, I'm going to think about what you're going to hear me do is, do I start on a chord tone, or do I start off a chord tone and then move to a chord tone, or do I start on a chord tone and then move away? Okay, and that's what brings us to our scales. All right, we can start to embellish these and change things like articulation, and that's when we'll get into variations just a little bit, okay? But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so we'll just start now. All right, I'll try to keep it slow and try to do so. Let me go through this just once. Here we go. Okay, so there, we're able to take a few of these ideas and weave them together, all right? And so you heard me use a couple of these ideas in here, all right? And so I'm going to leave this part up, and in part 2, I'm going to talk about other scales and things that I will use to make this a little more meaningful, to add some flair to it. But all that said, I'm going to be within the realm of what's going on here. Okay, so remember, this is just a basic approach. This is an approach to which I'm sure there are many. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please do hit me up here on YouTube or on Facebook. And you can also find North Texas Guitar Licks on Instagram. Thank you very much, and I will see you for the next video.